Welcome to Starbound, where every star tells a story. Ever imagined a galaxy grateful to humans whose very existence flickered out, saving it from cosmic horror? Let's get into the story. The warm glow of the twin suns had long faded on Drax Prime, and within a modest Draxian dwelling, a bedtime ritual was reaching its crescendo. Krillin, a young Draxian with vibrant scales shimmering like twilight emeralds, sat nestled in his bed. Wide, curious eyes were fixed on his father, Vorax, whose own scales had dulled with the passage of time.
"Tell me again, father,"
Krillin pleaded with a voice barely above a whisper.
"Tell me about the humans."
Vorax chuckled, the sound rumbling like distant thunder. His clawed hand brushed gently against his son's head crest.
Very well, little one. But this tale, it carries the bittersweet echo of forgotten heroes.
A hush fell over the room. On countless worlds, in the hushed tones of countless parents, a similar legend played out. It was a story woven into the fabric of the galaxy itself, a whispered testament to the absent species that shaped the very stars.
Long ago, Krillin,
Vorax began, his voice taking on a reverent tone,
our galaxy trembled under the shadow of the blight. None can say where it came from. This creeping hunger that seeped across the cosmos like a cosmic stain. Systems winked out, as if snuffed by an unseen hand. Ancient empires, mighty and proud, collapsed into lifeless husks.
The old Draxian shivered, a ripple running the length of his spined tail.
We Draxians believed ourselves too strong, too disciplined to fail. But even the flames of our forges flickered in the encroaching blight's darkness. Desperation gnawed at the heart of every race. Fear was our constant companion. Then came the whispers.
Vorax continued, leaning closer as if sharing a secret.
They spoke of a young species, unremarkable in the grand tapestry of galactic history. Yet they held something others lacked, a flicker of something the blight had not foreseen.
Krillin squirmed with anticipation, his tail twitching beneath the covers.
"Hope?"
he whispered, eyes wide. Vorax smiled.
Perhaps it began as hope. A stubborn weed sprouting in the cracks of despair. But these humans, they were creatures of fire and ingenuity. Where others saw an unstoppable tide, they saw possibility.
His gaze drifted towards the window, momentarily lost in the tapestry of distant stars.
The humans did not cower, Krillin. They studied our enemy, probing and dissecting its darkness, searching for the merest hint of vulnerability. They pored over our ancient wisdom, studied texts we'd long forgotten, seeking echoes of past encounters with similar horrors. And in the end, amidst the chaos and death, a sliver of a chance emerged.
"What was it, father?"
Krillin's voice held a child's impatience tinged with awe. Vorax stroked a gnarled claw across his chin.
The details are hazy with the passage of time. Even our most learned scholars struggled to grasp the science of it all. But they devised a weapon, Krillin. A terrible weapon forged from the very essence of existence itself. It was a cosmic gamble. A desperate throw of the dice against an impossible opponent. They understood that the blight was not merely a physical force, but a perversion of the laws that bind the universe. Their solution, it seems, was to fight distortion with distortion, to turn the cosmos into a battlefield where the very rules would warp and shatter.
The old Draxian closed his eyes, the weight of the words heavy upon him.
It was a weapon capable of twisting reality, bending the laws of the universe unto the blight itself buckled. Worlds that had been lost, consumed by the all-devouring darkness, flickered back into existence. Krillin gasped, then shivered. Fear mingled with fascination in his young heart.
Did it work? Did they win?
A long silence fell upon the room, heavy with the unspoken cost of victory. It wasn't the silence of defeat, but a hallowed silence, pregnant with a profound sense of loss. Victory, yes, Vorax finally said, his voice thick. But at a price we can barely fathom. When the humans deployed their weapon, entire solar systems shuddered, stars flaring and guttering erratically. It was as if the very fabric of existence itself had been stretched to a breaking point. The weapon unleashed a torrent so destructive, so fundamentally destabilizing, that the Blight was not merely repelled, but almost erased from existence.
Did it hurt the Blight?
Krillin asked, his voice barely above a whisper. The young Draxian pictured a monstrous entity writhe in agony, its darkness dissolving under the onslaught of human fury and desperation. Yes, Vorax confirmed. The galaxy screamed with it. Fleets from the warring civilizations caught in the weapon's backlash were vaporized. Noble warriors lost not in combat, but in the pursuit of salvation. Even those far from the fight felt its ripple effects. Tremors in the fabric of reality. Strange distortions in space and time. The Blight, it withered, retreated, and eventually faded into the void from whence it came. A long sigh escaped Vorax's lips. When the echoes of that terrible day finally subsided, when the stars settled back into their courses, silence fell over the galaxy. Our relief was boundless, our grief immeasurable, for the light that had saved us had been snuffed out. The humans were gone. Krillin shifted under his covers, the image of extinguished stars reflected in his eyes.
But how?
Their weapon, Krillin, Vorax explained gently. It required a terrible sacrifice. It drew energy from something fundamental, some deep well of power within their own world. Some say they harnessed the life force of their planet, others that they tapped into forces no mortal should ever wield. Whatever the truth, their home star dimmed, and Earth, the cradle of humanity, it simply ceased to be. We owe them a debt that cannot ever be repaid, a debt we honor through our actions and in the stories we tell our children. The tale of humanity's sacrifice hung in the air, a lingering echo of selflessness and determination. Krillin wrestled with the enormity of it all, his young mind abuzz with questions.
But why, Father?
He asked quietly.
Why go so far? They didn't have to save us. No one would have blamed them.
Vorax closed his eyes for a moment, a thoughtful expression crossing his scaled face. That, Krillin, is where the true greatness lies. Perhaps on some fundamental level they could not bear to watch the galaxy be consumed. Maybe it was an echo of their own struggles, an empathy born from surviving their own trials, a refusal, even when facing their own mortality, to allow the darkness to claim the stars. He stroked Krillin's head crest. Or perhaps, Vorax mused, they saw our potential, the potential flickering within all races when we unite against adversity. It's said that on their ancient world, conflict and division were once rampant, yet they overcame those trials, forging a path toward unity. Maybe they hoped that by sacrificing themselves, they would ignite that same spark across the galaxy, that their final act would be a lesson in the true strength that lies in cooperation.
Krillin contemplated this, his little brow furrowing in concentration.
Do you think they knew? What would happen to them?
Some speculate it was a calculated risk, Vorax replied. A necessary exchange, their world for countless others. The only path to victory in a battle against a cosmic horror. Others believe it was a desperate, final gamble, a last-ditch effort born of defiance, a testament to their unyielding spirit. Whatever their intent, the humans embraced their destiny, knowing the costs their sacrifice would demand. They chose not just to fight, but to pave the way for the galaxy to continue that fight long after they were gone. The room remained quiet, save for the faint rustle of the wind through the window and the gentle rise and fall of Krillin's breathing.
We should build statues of them,
the young Draxian finally whispered, his voice thick with emotion.
On every world, in every city, so that no one ever forgets.
Vorax smiled.
We do remember, little one. Their legacy is written in the stars themselves. Every new world we discover, every civilization we encounter, is a testament to their valor. And you, he said, his gaze filled with warmth, you too carry a spark of their fire within you. A spark of hope, of resilience, and a future built upon the ashes of their sacrifice.
Sleep tugged gently at Krillin's eyelids, the tale's weight settling into the softness of his young heart. Yet a flicker of curiosity lingered, a question that buzzed in his half-dreaming mind.
But, Father,
he murmured, his words barely audible.
What were they like?
The old Draxian leaned closer, his features bathed in the dim light filtering through the window.
From what we can glean, they were complex. Their short existence was a kaleidoscope of extremes, capable of cruelty and compassion in equal measure. They were a species where hope and despair, anger and love often danced within the same heart. Yet all of these contradictions were fueled by the same relentless spirit. They could be stubborn, Vorax chuckled softly, hot-headed and illogical at times, and yet within them burned an unquenchable curiosity, a relentless need to understand, to tinker, to improve. They were creators and destroyers, poets and warriors, a whirlwind of contradictions contained within a single extraordinary species. He looked at Krillin, a wistful smile playing on his lips. We honor their memory, not because they were perfect, Krillin, but because they dared to be flawed. Because even in their darkest hour, facing annihilation itself, they chose to light a path toward a brighter future. Their greatest gift to us was not survival, but hope. Hope that even in a galaxy filled with boundless danger, unity, courage, and the relentless pursuit of possibility can triumph over darkness. And with each dream, the young Draxian understood why his father told him their story. It was more than a bedtime tale. It was a living testament to a lost people whose sacrifice echoed across the stars. It burned brightly in his heart, reminding him that even the smallest among them had the potential for greatness, for heroism that transcended time and space itself. As he drifted off, Krillin felt a warmth within him that was more than comfort. It was a burning ember, a spark of determination ignited by an age-old tale. He knew that while humanity's voice was forever silenced, their spirit would continue to inspire, guiding and shaping the diverse civilizations of a galaxy forever bound by a shared debt, a debt of gratitude, and a debt of remembrance. Years turned into cycles, and like the relentless motion of the twin suns, Krillin grew. The bedtime tales became woven into the very fiber of his being, shaping his ideals and fueling his dreams. He pursued a career with the Galactic Consortium's exploratory fleet, charting new worlds and seeding fledgling outposts in the vast, untamed reaches of the galaxy. He was not a warrior. His battlefield was the void of space itself, the unknown. And his weapons? Curiosity, a thirst for knowledge, and an indomitable spirit inherited from a species he'd never met. The humans were ever present in his mind, an invisible specter guiding his steps. One day, a cryptic message crackled over the comms. A routine survey mission had stumbled onto a system like any other. Preliminary scans revealed an anomaly, a planet adrift on a decaying orbit around a dead star. A ghost world emitting a faint, garbled signal. Krillin's heart pounded in his chest. It fit the descriptions, the fragments of myth whispering of a shattered cradle of a vanished race. His ship, a sleek exploration vessel named Intrepid, carved a path through the stars, a lone pilgrim venturing towards the place where whispers said a legend was born. As his ship breached the decaying system's edge, the sight that awaited him made his scales shiver. It wasn't the desolate planet that captured his attention, but the space around it. Even a galaxy healed bore scars, and this was a scar that refused to fade. Space itself was wrong. Gravity bent impossibly, causing starlight to twist and shimmer like an injured beast. The planet's orbit was a stuttering mess, less like a celestial dance and more like a drunkard's stumble. The fabric of reality readings spiked erratically. The ghost signal emanated from that fractured world, an echo of a lost voice calling through the distortion. Krillin sent an urgent message to the Consortium. Whatever humanity had unleashed upon the Blight had done more than just defeat it. It warped the very place where they made their final stand. The implications were staggering, the scientific possibilities endless and potentially perilous. A tense galactic standoff ensued, scientists eager to plumb the depths of this cosmic wound and military factions calling for its immediate quarantine, fearing its unpredictable nature. Krillin became a central voice in the debates, arguing vehemently that the system was not something to be feared, but a monument. He would not see the birthplace of the galaxy's saviors desecrated, nor would he allow the tools of their sacrifice to be turned into potential weapons. His passionate stance won unlikely allies. He found support among scholars across the Consortium, from wise old Draxians who saw a chance to understand the true cost of victory, to young, eager species, inspired by the human tale and ready to delve into its scientific mysteries. But opposition remained. Warhawks and fearmongers saw only instability and potential danger in the system. They advocated weaponizing the distortions, turning them into tools of domination rather than beacons of remembrance. Krillin became a figurehead for the conflict brewing within the heart of the Consortium. The galaxy hovered at a crossroads. Would they allow fear to dictate their path, or rise to match the humans' ideals, choosing knowledge and cooperation? The deadlock was broken by an unexpected turn of events. A garbled transmission pierced the veil of cosmic static. Krillin had a team of linguistic experts and AI specialists decode the fractured message, spending sleepless nights deciphering corrupted data streams. They unearthed a startling discovery. The message was not a plea for help nor a last cry of defiance. It was a repository of data, scientific observations, records, and something akin to a last will and testament. The humans, it seemed, were not caught by surprise when the final blowback from their weapons struck. They had foreseen the distortion, the instability of the system, and had left an enduring message. It was a testament to their spirit, even in their final moments. They had offered a warning about the insatiable hunger of the Blight, hinting at its possible return somewhere in the distant future. They included research, theories, and a plea, a call for unity across the galaxy, for races to continue their work seeking ways to combat the inevitable resurgence of the cosmic terror. They had also left a chilling warning against using the distortions of their former homeworld for anything except the most dire of circumstances. It was a weapon, they claimed, born of desperation and not one to be trifled with. The implications were far-reaching. Krillin found himself at the center of a galactic debate once more,
But this time, his words carried the echoing authority of the legend he had grown up with. Krillin shared the newly discovered message across the consortium, its undeniable weight swaying public and political opinion. The humans were not just legends, they were visionaries, leaving behind a legacy of knowledge and a chilling warning that ignited a new sense of purpose. Military factions initially eager to exploit the fractured world reluctantly backed down. The system was declared off-limits, a shrine to humanity and a somber reminder of what might once again threaten the galaxy. But Krillin wasn't satisfied with merely preserving the past. Inspired by the humans' selfless actions and their foresight, he lobbied for a new initiative within the Galactic Consortium. He proposed a joint scientific endeavor, a think tank unlike any before it. It would draw upon the collective knowledge and skills of the galaxy's brightest minds, focused on a single task: preparation. "The Blight may return," he argued passionately before the Consortium Council. "The humans sacrificed everything to buy us time, and we cannot waste it squabbling amongst ourselves. We must pool our resources, foster cooperation, and seek solutions to combat this impossible threat. Just as the humans turned their curiosity into a weapon of salvation, so too must we." His plea was met with initial skepticism. Old wounds and long-held rivalries weren't easily erased, but Krillin was relentless. He invoked the human legend, reminding them that their very existence was a testament to that species' valor. He appealed to their sense of self-preservation, to the desire for a future not haunted by cosmic shadows. And perhaps most importantly, he appealed to their thirst for knowledge, reminding them that only the relentless pursuit of understanding could arm them to face the coming storm. In the end, his passion, combined with the weight of the humans' message, won the day. The Consortium gave birth to the Preemptive Defense Initiative, a sprawling network of joint research facilities, staffed by scientists, strategists, and engineers from countless races, was established. Their focus was singular: to predict the Blight's return, study its nature, and develop countermeasures, ensuring that the galaxy would never again be caught unprepared. Krillin's journey had taken an unexpected turn. He was no longer just an explorer, but a torchbearer, keeping the memory of humanity and the lessons of their sacrifice burning brightly within a grateful galaxy. And though the humans might have blinked out of existence, their tale of heroism and their foresight now propelled civilizations towards knowledge, unity, and an uncertain future where a sliver of hope still lingered. The Preemptive Defense Initiative became the beating heart of galactic ingenuity. Scientists labored tirelessly, pushing boundaries and sharing discoveries with open collaboration rarely seen before. Their efforts became a beacon of cooperation, a testament to what a united galaxy could achieve when faced with unimaginable odds. The distortions around the humans' former homeworld provided a twisted yet invaluable research subject. Top minds dissected the warped physics, unraveling the weapon's profound impact on space-time itself. While replication was unanimously deemed far too dangerous, studying the echoes of that cataclysmic event offered insights into combating similar threats. Word of the initiative inevitably reached the darkest corners of space, stirring unease among isolated xenophobic civilizations who had long spurned consortium overtures. Yet those few rogue societies still held valuable knowledge. Krillin, now a seasoned diplomat as well as an explorer, ventured into those shadowed realms. His task was fraught with peril. Trust across the galaxy was still a fragile thing. Centuries of strife not so easily erased. But he approached each negotiation armed with unwavering sincerity, reminding them that the Blight threatened not just the Consortium, but all life throughout the cosmos. His tales of human sacrifice, once bedtime whispers, echoed across Star Chamber halls, moving even the most hardened leaders. With each treaty, each hesitant alliance forged, the initiative grew stronger. Hidden archives were unearthed, containing knowledge lost with ancient civilizations now extinct. Alien technologies once jealously guarded became a part of collaborative tapestry aimed at a common goal. The galaxy began to marshal its collective potential, slowly but surely evolving into something resembling the unity the humans envisioned in their final act. Krillin's explorations resumed, a tireless quest to discover and recruit forgotten, isolated settlements into the burgeoning network. Each world brought new perspectives, unique skills, and a burning resolve to honor the species who laid down their lives for a future they would never see. The years became decades. Krillin, his scales now fading towards an elder's silver, often gazed towards the distorted system. It was a constant reminder of the price of peace, and of the work that yet needed to be done. The initiative had made strides, but the Blight remained an elusive phantom, its return uncertain and its nature shrouded in terrifying unknowns. A sense of urgency permeated the galaxy. With every passing cycle, the specter of the Blight loomed larger. Krillin, once a young Draxian child enraptured by his father's bedtime tales, now found himself the revered elder, his voice echoing the very legend that had shaped his life's path. Young scientists and engineers, their lifespans mere flickers compared to his own, looked to him for guidance and perhaps a touch of that same impossible hope that had fueled the humans. He found himself not in his ship, but in lecture halls, in grand forums, at the bedsides of brilliant minds teetering on the edge of despair. The weight of not just preserving the human memory, but nurturing its spirit, fell squarely on his shoulders. And yet amidst the pressure, an evolution was taking place. The initiative had become less of an organization and more of a way of thinking, a cultural shift rippling through the cosmos. Races began to see themselves not as isolated entities, but as parts of a larger whole, a galactic community bound by the legacy of the humans and the looming threat of the Blight's return. Competition had not vanished entirely. Squabbles over resources and disagreements over strategy lingered, but even rivals were forced to work in closer proximity, their competitive edge slowly giving way to grudging cooperation when faced with the monumental scale of their task. Krillin became a symbol of both unity and tireless dedication. His name was uttered across the galaxy, and his simple lodgings were a site of pilgrimage for young, eager minds from a multitude of races. He became the keeper of their dreams, not just their knowledge, sharing retellings of the human tale with a fervor that belied his age. For Krillin knew that technology and research were just one side of the coin. To truly prepare for the Blight, they needed the same relentless, defiant spirit that had burned within the humans, the willingness to put aside squabbles for the greater good, the courage to innovate in the face of the impossible, and the spark of hope that fueled the pursuit of knowledge even when the odds seemed insurmountable. He would often walk among the sprawling headquarters of the initiative, pausing to observe teams of alien scientists, a kaleidoscope of colors and strange morphologies collaborating seamlessly. Their shared purpose transcended their species. Here, finally, was the unity the humans envisioned, a testament forged not in words but in action, in tireless efforts against the impending darkness. He would smile, scales crinkling, a weathered echo of his father's expression so many years ago. The galaxy was ready, or at least as ready as it would be. And as Krillin's time began to fade, he found peace in knowing that even if humanity was gone, their spirit, their legacy, lived on. It had shaped him, shaped a galaxy, and would arm countless future generations to face their own impossible battles.